first video in a series of video where I would be taking on pattern drafting courses, and in future I would also take tailoring technique classes as well. Our focus in this class would be pattern drafting. The definition of what pattern drafting is the method of making clothes using specific body measurements. Then you draft using a size chart. You can either use a size chart or you can use a specific measurement taken on a client, or on a model. That you would find the words model in the pattern drafting textbooks that we will be using. So you take those measurements either from a size chart or from an individual person, then you use those measurements to construct a flat pattern. A flat pattern, it means it is not 3D, it isn't draping. Draping is a different ball game, which we will deal with another day. So yeah, we use the measurements that we take either from the size chart or from the client or from the model. We use it to draft a flat pattern. Now this flat pattern is what is going to be used to construct the dresses that you would be making for the person. So now for pattern drafting, we have various textbooks that can be used basically. Now one important thing I tell most of my students is most of these textbooks they're pretty much the same, but sometimes the major difference that you can find is first the country. Now when I say the country, I'm talking more about the author. Now also the country where the book was published or written would determine most times the measurements used, which when I say the measurements used, I'm talking about either inches or centimeter. You have inches on this side, you have centimeters on this side. Same for this ruler here. You have inches on this side, you have centimeter on this side. They are both modes of measurement that are used, but I think the UK uses centimeters and the US uses inches. I might be wrong with that, but anyway. So now, again, in no particular order, these are some of the tools that I use for my pattern drafting. This is a 40-inch steel ruler, double-sided for convenience basically, so you don't have to bother about which end you're holding really. Then on this ruler, the 40-inch, you have the centimeters on one side and you have the inches on the other side. Same goes for this other side. Then I also make use of a 24-inch steel ruler, same stainless steel, and this is 12 inches. Now you can as well have just this or this or this. Now if you're working with just the 12-inch ruler, the problem would be that when you need to draw long lines, you would have to cut it short, which number one, it will be tedious for you, and as well as the possibilities of you making slight mistakes with you drawing a straight line might exist. So I would advise fully that you should have the set of rulers basically. And also I make use of mechanical pencils. Some might see them as a luxury, but then they are quite useful. First, they are light on the paper, that's number one, and it's just easier basically. It's the honest truth. I cannot fully explain to you why you would pick it over another pencil, but then I also make use of the regular HB pencils, which I'm sure we are all very conversant with. So this, you can also use this, but that would mean that you would need this, which is the blade or the sharpener if you wish as well. For this, you would need to get refillable, you have the refills basically. So once you run out of mechanical pencils, lead in mechanical pencils, all you just need to do is just refill them. So it's not really complicated. Yes, and this is a pattern notcher. Now we use pattern notchers for identifying seam allowances, seam guides. Basically, for example, your princess starts you can notch the seams on both sides, so you can know when you're attaching them together. You can be able to know which parts should match. So this is just it's convenient. Yes. Then I also make use of markers as well. Now this helps in differentiating lines, and it would also help when I am teaching you guys, so you guys can see my lines clearly. You guys might not need this, but yeah, they always come in handy. Colored pencils come in handy. And this is called a hip curve. Basically, it's a hip curve. Yeah, this is used for joining your hip line, from your joining your waist to your hip line, basically. But it's called a hip curve.